What's the only thing better than video games? I would say that more video games are better than some video games, and always getting kind of new announcements and things like that are things that we can all agree are just like Christmas time for us video game fanatics, and that's exactly what I like to see when it comes to Microsoft and Sony. Yes, the hardware is great on both sides. We're getting some fantastic stuff. We're getting a lot of great features, but I think the games themselves are things that really kind of drive the force behind what we're getting with these consoles, and that's exactly what and how it should be. Now, obviously, there's going to be some times where we don't get a ton of games up front and things like that, and that's going to be kind of unfortunate. But at the end of the day, we do seem to be getting more and more amazing games than we ever have before in our lives, and I think that that's kind of leading a renaissance to video games in general. Now, when it comes to what's going on with Microsoft, this kind of leaked out like live on the air, and I just thought that that was a very interesting thing to kind of happen, and it gets everybody excited. We're all kind of in this same kind of boat where we want to see gamers get super excited about what's going to happen in the future, the platform in the future, and things like that. And that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this. It's going to be a very good video. I'm sure a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Trust me on that. So let's get started. Hey everybody, I'm Crap Gamer, and this of course is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some cool changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It really does mean a lot. I know how busy you all are, kids, school, work, family, all that kind of good stuff. But when you drop by here, it really makes my day. And if you guys wouldn't mind, leave a like. That's pretty much all I ask when it comes to doing these videos. Please just leave a like. And, that really kind of goes to show exactly how things are going and things like that, and it helps the channel get seen. So thank you guys very much. Now, Microsoft, they're doing a lot of good things, right? Like, obviously, one of the things that we don't know is some of the studios, what they're working on. Some of them have unannounced projects. Obviously, they already have a lot of announced stuff that's coming out, but many of us want to see what's unannounced and what's coming. And according to Aaron Greenberg in a in sort of a live interview, kind of let it slip what was going on with the coalition, who was working on several unannounced projects. Xbox Games Marketing GM Aaron Greenberg calls for studios masters in Unreal Engine while fielding questions in a recent fan event. Now, the Gears of War developer, the Coalition, recently collaborated with Epic Games on The Matrix Awakens, which caused a stir for its photorealism and detail. However, the studio's future projects have been largely shrouded in mystery. It released Gears of War 5 in September 2019, and all we've heard are rumors that it's working on Gears of War 6 and a new IP, which is reported a smaller experimental title. Now, while no new details have actually been announced, Xbox Games Marketing GM Aaron Greenberg recently confirmed that the studio is working on several unannounced projects, fielding questions from fans at an event via Xbox Studio on Twitter. He said that the Coalition are masters in Unreal Engine, and they helped Epic Games to make their demo of The Matrix. The team is currently working on several unannounced projects. Of course, what those projects are and when they'll be released and so forth has yet to be revealed. However, this is the first official confirmation of multiple projects in the works at any rate, and the Coalition isn't working on any Star Wars title franchise either, so it narrows things down significantly. So whatever the studio may be working on, we can likely expect more details on the same, along with other projects like Avowed and Perfect Dark in the coming months. So obviously stay tuned for some updates and things like that. So yeah, this was just one of those type of things where he's doing like a live interview and kind of let it slip. We have no confirmation, just rumors up to this point. So it's nice to see that we are getting some very interesting information about what they're working on. I think the Coalition are really good developers. I just think they dropped the ball with Gears of War 6 or 5 or whatever it is. Like, it was a game that I had a hard time kind of enjoying, and mostly it was because of the story aspects and things like that. So yeah, for me personally, it was just one of those things where, yeah, the story I thought was not where it needed to be, and the characters are kind of boring or whatever. But at the end of the day, I thought it wasn't like a terrible game. I mean, I still haven't actually beat the game, but I actually thought what they did with the Hivebuster stuff was more impressive than the actual main game. So yeah, that's sort of how I stand with the Gears of War thing, and I do hope that they continue to invent and reinvent themselves and do some other stuff. I think that all of us have been kind of asking for these studios to do a little bit different things here and there, and now that they are, I think that that's probably right up what we wanted to see because they're a talented studio. Same thing with like, and I hate to say it, like 343, like that's a huge studio. I would love to see them do something different. Love to see them take a stab at something different besides Halo. I mean, obviously Halo is going to be a platform for the next 10 years, but why not introduce something new, right? I mean, I think that could only lead to good things. You could still support Halo and still do that stuff, but I think it would probably take less to actually go out there and support the new Halo with how it's set up now than it was previously. So I think that these are all really, really good announcements, and I think that obviously Sony and Microsoft both have a lot of interesting things going on, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. This is just what it all comes down to. We all want to see games. We all want to see these things come out and be announced and shown off, and I think stuff with Unreal Engine tends to look like a miles better than most of this other stuff. So yeah, I would love to see what they can do. To be honest with you, when it comes to the Coalition, I have faith in them. I think, believe it or not, I think probably Rod Ferguson was holding them back, since a lot of the entire idea behind the new Gears games was his, and I feel like he was maybe a little bit too, I don't know, one way about all that kind of stuff. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'm not, like, from a technical standpoint, I think the Gears of War games were really good. I just think that they've taken some steps back in terms of what the character development was and what those games were actually all about, and I think also the multiplayer and things were really in a kind of a bad state. So just one of the things that I kind of like to point out or whatever, but I do hope that everything kind of gets back on track, and because that's exactly what these video games are all about. Video games are about making people happy, getting people excited for the future and things like that, and that's exactly what people are starting to do right now, and I hope to continue to see people getting excited by what Microsoft is doing. I know they took some lumps for a few years there, and a lot of those lumps were from me, but it is nice to see that they're able to go out there and kind of right the wrongs and things like that. And that's what we're starting to see more of now than ever. So Greenberg accidentally let that slip during a live thing, but I think, it's all good. I mean, most of us kind of suspected that the rumors were true anyway. So yeah, it would definitely be very interesting to see what happens with them in the future, and I can't wait to see more. I think that this is really something that fans can be excited about, and it's always good to keep fans excited about the future and things like that. So hopefully that's exactly what it is. And with that being said, I would really appreciate you guys if you want to like the video. I appreciate it. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, feel free. Just go ahead and hit that bell and click on all notifications so that you can get notified of everything, because that was the main key, and it's hard to get YouTube to kind of fix that kind of problem where people don't get notifications and things like that. So it would definitely mean a lot if you guys want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. So thank you guys very much for rocking out with me. Have a fantastic day. Remember to always rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching. Crap Gamer out.